This is all you need to know. Once upon a time, there will be a boy who lives in the bowels of a space station, who finds love and a guardian to watch over him. But this is not that time. This is a time before. A time before a golden man was sent to find a lost prince. A time before the castle crumbled and the royals were put to the sword. One and all, welcome to the fall of Elsinore.
Previously on Follow the Leader.
It's like the spoken word is scrutinized much more, but like if you were like a public speaker, because we have like royals and stuff like that, to speak like honestly and with your actual mouth as well as transmitting carries maybe extra weight.
Yeah, if you can make your heart and your mouth like work in concert. We need to like maybe even like all of Elsinore is on the dark side of the moon, so that the light side
is just all solar panels.
Yeah, and it's such an efficient like fuel like thing that like the city itself is just like completely lit up. Oh, what if it is a huge hydroponic greenhouse? Right now we're beholden to the planet below, but if we were able to create like a dense, prolific, highly productive source of food within the city, then we would want for nothing.
Are they blaming the darkness people for it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Of course they want it to be dark so they can commit their crimes.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that like the people who are probably actually committing crimes are people who have already begun exploiting that backdoor to the reticulum, right? Because they can, manipulate their own thoughts, I think, at this point.
Because I'm not trying to help the city, I'm trying to help myself, and I failed. How does the situation escalate or become worse because of my actions? Maybe it's like I don't find them, and so I go hard in my public-facing self of trying to flush them out.
We now return to your game, already in progress.
So now we start over.
And it's you.
You start.
And it's me. I'm going to enact a change. I know what I'm going to do. Hyde is going to say, these thieves are taking everything. There's no stopping them. What if they try to stop the spire? I am going to quadruple the guards at the spire. And we'll see how it goes. But his goal is that by the end of this, the spire will become like the ruler of it.
Oh my god.
Very good.
This bastard.
Let's see what the
supply
story
and demand.
I want to see this.
Oh right, story card.
All these cards have been so good and upsettingly fitting.
A subculture within the community has recently gained political prominence and has begun to actively oppress another group in the city. Who is this new oppressor and who is being oppressed?
Ooh, I got one for you.
Okay.
What if synthetics are getting more powerful because they've never had to use the reticulum to communicate?
Yeah, like we didn't need it.
And now,
everybody knows that robots don't lie.
Yeah. So they can be trusted because they've never lied to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they have got this political prominence.
Yeah, and I'm sure like most of the guards are robots.
Who are they oppressing then, Mr. Hydra?
The out-of-towners, the newsies, the people who come from outside. The other group who has never had to rely on the reticulum.
That's so good.
Yeah.
This is right on top of we can't trust those who choose the dark. I'm going to just append a little bit to that. So we can't trust those who choose the dark. Synthetics are the only ones who can be trusted to be purely truthful.
Jesus.
That's going to have some great connotations for Meridian.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's me saying, let's not accidentally make this racist, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mab.
This is whack because Fatima doesn't want to think about this. And I'm also trying to wonder how much of this is she aware of. Like, she's aware of it going down, but like at the same time, like how does that work for her? Because in part she doesn't have to rely on the reticulum in the same way. Because like her words carry a weight that no one else is do. So
how does she feel about the increased presence of guards? That could be a thing.
yeah, that's definitely, I think that worries her a lot.
Because there's two different kinds of tension. You've got four aspects all about increased tensions or guard presence.
Yeah, I think I am really tied between wanting to focus on public mistrust leads to the crackdown, and we can't trust those who choose the dark. The crackdown by the city police force is focusing on the tower, like around the tower, right? You said, or was it just?
That's my action. That's the change I'm pushing for, but the crackdown is like all of it.
I'm gonna focus on the public mistrust leads to a crackdown by the city police force, because Fatima's entire concern is protecting the city, so she has to protect the foundation of the city first, and its safety, and this, making sure it doesn't blow up. So let's get a story card.
Oh, jeez.
An outside force tries to invade the city. Who are they? What is the purpose of their invasion? And what's their plan? Well, is this literally... I was just kind of like, well, it's a good thing we didn't have a big, long cord leading from the planet to the moon, because I just had the mental image of people climbing up it, which I know is so unreasonable, but that's what was in my head.
But it's so funny.
It's really funny.
I did also think, though, that it was people from the Bounty, though.
Yes,
I was going to say, if there's been an increase in crime, that means more people are being sent down to Bounty to work.
Yeah.
You take from society, you give back to society. So there's a lot of disgruntled people down there who could be stirring stuff up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna... I forget that this doesn't do shift and to maintain its shape. So I'm gonna put that there just for now.
So does that add an aspect or change an aspect? Or create an aspect, sorry. Right? Add or change. There we go. There's the two different things.
I think, well, it might actively actually adjust the public mistrust leads to crackdown by the city police, because that's involving in getting people sent down. Okay, so I put that an increased number of criminals sent down to Bounty. There's a stirrings of a revolt coming to light. And I realize the irony of me using coming to light as I typed it.
So the card is like an invasion happens. So like what happened?
I think definitely they get their make their way up here. Well, it's they try to invade the city, at least. I don't think necessarily. I think in this case that they don't necessarily make it. Like it could be something that gets stopped beforehand because we have such that heavy police force going on that it doesn't get actually the chance to make its way all the way up to the moon. But we now know that they're down there actively like plotting and planning to try to make, take two.
So like what was the attempt? What did the attempt look like?
When they come up with a delivery, I would suppose, is that, we could, I don't know if we want to Trojan horse it this early, but definitely.
I mean, we can Trojan horse it.
I think that, it's kind of works in this case, is that they come up with the shipment and, there is do they still have access? Like, I know the criminals were trying to, how badly broken is the reticulum in that case? Like, it's completely offline, right? They took it down?
It is offline in the overarching sense.
Okay.
But it's still in people's bodies. I think.
And so, like, if they had some shortwave transmitter within their group, and they can just be like, they can just like say, hey, now we're going to do it when they all come up with the shipment of fish or whatever they're bringing up. And just because, like, as they're like diverting it out through the docks, quote unquote, the locking bay or wherever we're calling this, the section on the moon itself, just coming up, and as it starts spreading out, then being able to try and take over and hold on to that bay in particular, or within like a few of the docking spaces where the ships have come up, to try and hold on to it so nothing could get in or out. That includes shipments coming in for Demeter Spire. That includes shipments going down of resources to Bounty, but that way they could control what's coming in and out of their own quote-unquote space. But it didn't work.
Sucks for them.
Sucks for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
So, Kales.
Yeah. Is Meridian also gonna throw his weight behind the city police force thing? He might.
Hell yeah. Go, young charismatic ward of the royal family. Go.
Go tell police to shut the fuck up. That's kind of what Fatima was going for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like, shut up, calm the fuck down.
It's fine. Everything is fine. Relax. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Same hat. This is the second to last of the rifts. There is a sudden surge in population. Oh, jeez. What caused it, and how does the city attempt to curb the increase in population? Well, did all those people who showed up just not leave?
I like that. Like, disappeared into the city.
They just live here now.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also, we don't want to send people who are actively stirring a rebellion back into the beast's den, as it were. But then they're also just like, okay, we'll see ya, bye! And they just, like, scattered.
Yeah. So they just, like, live here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. Is this just more of the police trying to do things?
Like how so?
Is it like trying to monitor the ports to make sure more people aren't trying to come up? Is it like checking IDs? Is it like...
Oh, in terms of curbing the population?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Could be like... yeah, like, because there's strictures, there's like rules in place for people to get their way into the... Another thing that this could be is because we talked about like you people being able to buy their way in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What if there was like some sort of fund that was being used for that purpose? Like people buying blocks of people into the city all at once.
That's really cool. Like, people within the city sympathetic to the cause. Like, yeah, no, I'll pay. Bring them in.
And so, like, the curbing could be like, okay. Let's re-examine our criteria for new citizens. Like, we can't, like, get rid of everybody who's already here.
We can make it harder to get in.
Yeah.
Oh, this is upsetting in a post-Brexit UK, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It is probably a good thing that this place falls apart. Despite, we like people who were from it, but...
Is this kind of part diplomacy, part safety then, that aspect?
Yeah, it could be.
So the aspect is what? Restrictions on, it's harder to get in?
Yeah. The incomers board places a moratorium on new citizens while the standards the criteria are restructured.
Like, all applications are frozen in current place while we address the system.
Yeah. But Kales, you're the one who gets the final say on that, I think.
I think that's good. If you can figure out how to word it.
Just like harder to get in is as an aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is a bad look for diplomacy too.
Yeah. Really bad look.
Oh, so now your fan little network's down, so you're not letting new people in? Not a good look. Because to outsiders, that's probably what it looks like. Just like, oh, you can't control your population, so now you're doing that.
So yeah, new immigration criteria makes it more difficult to get into Elsinore.
Okay, probably surprising nobody. Juniper is trying to fucking work on the reticulum.
Oh yeah, don't blame her.
It's shutting the back door, because there's no point in fitting new locks if the back door is still not there.
Yeah.
So that's what she's doing, because people are suffering and people are getting violent, and she wants to keep people safe. So that's what she's doing.
All right. Now, what bad thing happens?
What bad thing happens? Let me make this nice and big so I can read it. A prominent leader in the highest echelon of the city is accused of a terrible crime. What did they supposedly do, and how are they punished? Hey, Kales. What is it? Nah, I can't do it that way. I don't want to do it that way.
Jade?
Yeah?
I was thinking it too.
Okay, so it is going to be Meridian then.
Yeah.
Right?
I was thinking, oh god, that's gotta be Meridian.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was going to be Hyde.
Oh, also
Ooh.
really interesting.
No, but the thing is that we have that aspect that says that synthetics are the only people that you can trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the people who are from off-world cannot be trusted. So it's like,
because they're so used to being communication through only words and therefore only lies.
yeah. So it's like, do we play into that or do we completely reverse that? I don't know which is more interesting to me.
I like both are interesting to me, but because this doesn't have to be directly anything to do with my current thing that I'm working on. I mean, the interesting thing is, it says somebody is accused of a crime. That doesn't mean they did it. It does mean they do get punished for it.
Also true, yeah.
So, I mean, it is interesting. If it doesn't have to be any of the player point of view characters either. It could be somebody prominent. What if it is, say, somebody in the synthetic community, though? Mm-hmm. And that means that, like, what Hyde is doing and what Juniper is doing becomes thrown into new things, into doubt, into question because of it, without then hampering PC action.
Mm-hmm.
How do people feel about that?
That is good. That is good.
Okay. So
just gotta come up with a name for this person.
Okay. You're good. I kept Juniper's name. Do you want to come up with a name, Zach, while I desperately try to think of a crime?
Sure, yeah. What did they do? What do they supposedly do?
What, the crime or their actual job?
The crime.
Okay, their crime. Because it doesn't have. It could be something to do with, like, just because you can't lie doesn't mean you can't do a criminal thing. Oh, what if they're accused of sabotaging the reticulum?
Oh my god.
This was a move for synthetics to get more power in the city. Okay. So, how are they punished? Now, this becomes interesting. Because if this is somebody, like, accused of, like, doing a thing that a lot of people are hurting and upset about, this is going to be more than a send them down to bounty to work. Like, that's a big thing. Like, being told right now, go do your term of fishing probably isn't going to cut it with a lot of people, especially people who are very politically powerful.
Having damaged the reticulum.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. It's something wherein the commander of the 1st Lunar Regiment, Lord of Security and Safety, must, with a heavy heart, undertake a new initiative in correctional discipline. Maybe, I don't know. Either, like, the scary thing would be, like, reprogram.
Yeah.
I mean, less scary would be, like, not reprogram, but, like, they become Hyde's, like, prisoner. Yeah.
Or is it complete exile? Like,
it could be complete exile.
You are banned. You like what happens to various people in books is, like, you are exiled, and then, you know, people could arrange. It's just like, once you're out of the protection of Elsinore, well, sorry, you're on your own. You get taken prisoner by space pirates. Tough. You don't get to go fish for 6 months and come back. No, you're out.
Cool. And so this synthetic's name was Holland Balar.
Holland Balar?
Holland. HOLLEN BALAR.
And it is exiled. Like, exiled, excommunicated. You are banned from here. You do not get to come back.
Very sad. Probably fits into safety.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of synthetics are the only ones who can be trusted to be purely truthful. Because I'm going to get truth doesn't equal trust.
I love it.
Okay. I'll write that up.
Lovely.
Let's resolve. So mine is, I'm the first player. Hyde is attempting to bring Demeter's spire under his control, saying that my people are the only people who can keep it safe, and then by extension we will control the new and potentially only food source in the city if this situation continues to get bad. So success for me. And this is the thing I'm worried about, because I'm like acting against the city in some ways. Like success would, I don't know.
I don't know. If your work it's your stomping ground. You want to be king of the castle. That means you need a castle.
Yeah, I guess I want the city to continue to be
Yeah.
like, to function so I can control it. So yeah, so okay. Random side.
Damn.
And that's a 5.
This motherfucker right here.
Motherfucking fuck off.
All right. So it goes back into the pool, and you get it. Damn.
I get it. So I'm going to write a new aspect beneath the tower.
What does that look like? The playing it out, I suppose. Just like, is it just... Because I assume, like, the spire is already maybe starting to produce stuff then? And it's just, like, expanding it and growing it?
Yeah, I wrote a guard regiment handpicked by Hyde Ra becomes the sole security force of the spire.
Nice. All right.
Are you updating or changing? Is that in any way like changing the public mistrust leads to a crackdown by the city police force? Because I feel like that at this point has shifted after everything else that has played out to this point.
Yeah. What do you think has changed?
I mean, a lot of things.
Yeah, but I mean, like with that aspect, like, what do you think it changes to?
I was just wondering, because like that's where my die is, and so I'm just being like, well, at what point now am I springing off? Because like at this point, I guess like it's still the same, but at this point, Hyde is just won, quote unquote, won his war. Again, quote unquote, inverted commas, on this safety crackdown. And so it's like there is this increased presence. So now, like, is Fatima and Meridian playing, like, trying to do something about that now would look bad on them, especially.
Maybe if you roll to see your resolution.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's to do with, maybe this is seen as the queen, like the royal family. If it's a success, it's like it's those two things coming together. It's like the royal family liaised, and it's now like the city guard are seen as this trusted presence, no longer required to be in this mode, but like just like so trusted. Whereas if it goes badly, then maybe it looks like the royal family don't care about the safety of the city.
Yeah.
All they care about is optics or something like that.
Okay. Well, let's roll and find out.
To just, as it's two of you on the same aspect.
I believe it's they each roll on their turn and then change or not change.
Yeah, you'll roll all of the dice, and only one of you needs to succeed for it to succeed. So you got more chances for it to succeed.
Yeah, and I think mine helping Mabs also gives an edge up here.
Yeah. Did not go well, which I think plays into it. So I did roll a 3. And so I think, with that especially...
You roll the other one too, though, right?
You roll the other one.
Am I rolling both?
Yours, Kale.
You roll both of them. You roll all of the dice associated with the aspect.
Well, then I'll roll another one.
That's a 6.
Do I still put this 3 on the tower?
I think, because it was still rolled.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was still placed.
If any of the dice rolled a special pillar face, any dice that rolled a blank face result are then added to a tower, so yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so, I think, that, and then in which case that plays out where, like, at first, especially with, like, it's Fatima's dice that got a 3, and then it's Meridian's that got the 6, we'll just say, and, she starts out in a way that's not conducive to making this alignment, and then Meridian swoops in with his, diplomacy, so to say, just
his charming words.
His charming words, his high charisma score, and,
God, I hate him so much.
is able to come in and fix that, to be able to be like, no, we have to spin this in a better light, because at this point, you know, like Fatima's like, no, we have to dismantle this. Like, I don't like the way this is going. They are essentially, you know, they were trying to play it out. But now it even things over, because there was a brief moment where it's just like, oh god, we cannot trust synthetics because look at this one has done something bad. And so like the two of them coming together being like, no, it's okay. Like, let's smooth things out. Let's take things easy. And it's not back to 100%, of course, but it is easier to breathe, and it's not such a high tension, I think. But there, so it doesn't feel so much like a crackdown now as it is like, oh, well, you know, we're back to being able to respect the choices that they make and listen to what they say. And it's not a crackdown by Hyde, and it's not, we don't trust anyone who is within this community. It is something that is far easier to deal with and handle.
I still don't think it's a permanent solution, but it's a balm, at least for now.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Because, like, it is a success over an initial failure, you know?
Because the word's coming up a lot, and I like themes like that. Is it, like, earned trust?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah. And it's just because, like, all right, well, because also I just feel like there hasn't been, it has been so much happening within the city that having the queen come down and smooth things over to apply that balm is like, all right, well, to this point, they haven't had an issue that has wrapped the queen up in such a way. But, you know, so her being able to say it's fine, and have this speech where, you know, she's able to say, like, we are able to work with them, and, you know, being able to respect and maintain this peace between us.
Keep our city safe.
Yeah. She's cleaning up, I think, a little bit
bullshit.
after. Yeah. It is a little bit of cleanup after they had to, like, get rid of Holland in that respect. It is just being like, no, it's still okay. It's still okay. Like, we can all work on this together. Yay!
Just thought of Meridian being in the background, like, saying this is bullshit in that exact tone of voice that you just used, Kales.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So me. Success is Juniper managing to figure out what people were doing. I don't think it's necessarily her figuring out how to stop people from doing it completely, but it's like getting the door shut again, so the repairs can begin. That's what succeeding at this looks like. Let's see how this goes. Nope. Okay. I think it's like there's no way of avoiding this happening again. So the reticulum could come back, but it's never going to be secure the way it was before.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bummer.
Isn't it? I mean, it could run again, but it's never going to be the same thing. Some things can't be fixed. Is it permanently lost integrity? Or something like that? I'm trying to think of a concise way to put this. Okay, some things can't be fixed. I'm just going to put that. And it's going to be just below the reticulum, so everybody knows what it is. There we go. There's a nice one that's kind of has implications on a wider vibe. Okay, so that's the end of the round. Okay, what's Juniper doing? I don't want to just have her entire thing be focused around the reticulum, but also I kind of built the character now with that in mind. So... Oh, we need to change the aspect, or remove the public mistrust, and replace that with a better, more fitting aspect before we continue.
That's those Mabs and Kales, I think.
I like the thought of trying to do something around truth doesn't equal trust, but I don't know what that looks like. That's what I get for trying to be clever when I come up with an aspect.
It really do be like that sometimes.
It be like that sometimes. I also, because of who I am as a person, like the idea of Juniper getting really suspicious about this guard regiment being the sole security force for the Spire. Because that feels... hinky.
Hinky at Hindley's?
Yeah,
Hinky.
yep,
Oh, here's one. I feel like because Juniper wasn't able to solve this problem and this truth doesn't equal trust, maybe she's not being allowed to work with the reticulum anymore.
Oh, God.
No.
Because, like, yeah, okay, just because you're telling the truth doesn't mean I trust you. You couldn't fix that. How do we know that you weren't involved with that guy who broke it in the first place? Yada, yada, yada. So she's not engaged with that anymore. So maybe what this is she's looking into that, but not from the direct perspective of the reticulum, but looking at, like, that movement of Holland's group and trying to figure stuff out. So in that respect, it's working on truth doesn't equal trust. She's trying to figure out how to repair that trust. Yeah, that's what that is. Story card. The physical land Elsinore sits on has begun to erode or change beneath it, leaving parts of the city inaccessible to one another. What important area is now completely isolated, and what ramifications does that have on the rest of the city?
Oh,
well,
boy.
I've got to play into the fact the planet below feeds us, because there's that big fear. So it's either it starts crumbling around Demeter's spire.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that, actually, because that's the symbol of independence and not needing that. So I think then it's just like, okay, so we're back to relying on the fish and the plants and that and what we can import. And it's just like fanning that old shared fear.
Does that mean that Hyde is stuck in a big old tower full of food he can't eat?
Oh,
You
damn.
got your ivory spire. Now live with it.
What's the God, what's that saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right? Yeah.
It took me a second, but I got it.
The joke is because Hyde can't eat cake.
Yeah. Rip Hyde.
So we're saying Demeter's spire is now cut off from the rest of the city. And,
With its own little personal army.
yeah, that's not upsetting at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
It's incredibly distressing. Fatima
Right.
voice, it's incredibly distressing.
Let's pop this up here with the new aspect cut off.
All right. Does that mean it's me next?
That's you.
Yes, it
That's
does.
you.
Okay. I don't like the fact that I'm cut off from the rest of the city.
I'll bet.
I can't get money if I have no one to sell this food to. So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't
real
blame
easy
you.
one for me.
That's fine. You got an army.
I got an army. Yeah, and they never go to sleep.
We have a Hulk. Sorry. Sorry. I'm
That's fine.
sorry.
None of us
What
can
year
truly
is it?
shed some of our past fandoms, Kales. It's with us forever.
All right. I've got another card. In an attempt to save themselves from the incoming catastrophe, many of the citizens have been secretly building safety shelters. What interesting or unique place have they decided to build these shelters, and what major danger have they faced while doing it?
Ooh.
Is it on the tidal side of the moon?
I was just going to
Yeah,
say maybe
under the solar panels.
under the solar panels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's
That's-
that Kingdom Hearts line? The closer you get to the light, the darker the shadow.
That's yep,
There-
that is
there's a-
indeed how it works.
There's our aspect right there. Just call it that.
It's just Kingdom Hearts. It's
Just
just
Kingdom
Kingdom Hearts.
It's Kingdom Hearts all the way down. Lift up a solar panel, and there it is.
It's just another season finale where we're just referencing Kingdom Hearts all the time.
So
That's
we're
what
on
we
that.
get for playing light and dark tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So where is this going?
Under-
I guess
and-
safety.
or energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Energy makes sense.
So yeah, I do like the brighter the light, the darker the shadows, because that's a dangerous game to play as well. Like, it's so dangerous to get to that part of the moon,
Yeah.
like, and the precautions you have to take. And like, also, what if there's like a horrifying like solar wind or something, and one of these panels gets ripped up? You're just gonna then cook.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, my turn.
Yes.
Yes.
Fatima is also very interested in fixing that cutoff problem. Please.
Makes sense.
Please. Her people need the food, and also she doesn't want a private military force just occupying the gift that they made to her son. And yet here we are.
Oh, isn't that some beautiful, like, I mean, some might say that would be heavy-handed if we scripted just like as a force, as what's foreshadowing Davy Jane being cut off from the family and alone.
Yeah, that makes me so sad now.
I'm sorry.
I'm just always sad about Davy Jane. Just know that at any moment, I love him and I'm sad about him. Alright, I'm going to flip this card. A prominent invention, tool, or technology suddenly becomes dangerous to the citizens using it. What is it, and why is it a danger?
Well,
Is it the reticulum?
again,
We've done... It's not really up and... It's not... Well...
People still have it.
it's not the reticulum.
Right, because, like...
Maybe the fact that people still have it, even though it's not running, is the thing that's the problem.
Oh, it's like when they say just like, do not take apart your iPhone by yourself. You invalidate the warranty. People trying to make their own things of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, or we could do something completely different.
No, I think that's valid, because it does play a bit into what Kales and I were talking about behind the scenes for Andreas and Meridian specifically. So it does work.
Yeah, I think it works, because I'm going to play into that too, I think.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stick that right underneath can't restore integrity. Should I change can't restore integrity or leave it and just add to it?
I think you can just add to it.
All right.
Are people like burning themselves out? Are people like genuinely causing like psychic damage trying to do this? Is it that severe that people are
Yeah,
getting?
I think that makes sense.
Like people blitzing the language center of their brains and getting aphasia and stuff. This is also an upset. There's like, how old are children when they get connected to the reticulum?
I would imagine that Davy at least would probably have been a bit younger to get it, because he is a member of the royal family. And so, it's like they might not get it until a certain age, but because this is like a thing that he's expected to know to be able to use and like have command over, so to speak, would involve him, like result in him getting it earlier. So like as like someone who is 3, or maybe he gets it like shortly before everything goes to shit, then he's still very young, like 5 and under, is when he has it, which doesn't make much sense, but it also helps in like communicating when he like literally doesn't know the words or how to communicate them verbally. It also helps for children to have it in that case.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Just like, do you literally like have it as like when you're learning to talk as part of your language development, but maybe you're not connected to the wider network until you're older? Like you're just on the family
plan.
Family
plan. Oh my god.
Okay.
Somehow.
All right, so I have a worry about what I want to do.
Talk it out.
I know exactly what I want to do, but I am afraid that I'm going to fail. And I don't want to fail in this particular case. Because what I want to do is I'm going to play to I want to play to can't restore integrity, attempting to manipulate the reticulum on their own, resulting in damage to users. Because what Blackjack wants to do is Blackjack wants to break his. He's over it.
That's good.
He's through with it. He doesn't want it anymore. He, and I think that it like I think that he's willing to take the risk of it, because like if he like can't succeed in breaking his own, then how is he supposed to be able to help break anyone else's? However, me, the player, he can't fail.
Well, the thing is, like, failure doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't do it for himself, but it might mean that he can't then do it for other people. There's ways to play failure where you don't paint yourself into a narrative corner. Or it's like, like sometimes like a failure in PBTA doesn't mean you don't get the thing. Oh, you get the thing. But there are consequences.
Meridian was like, all right, I can't exploit it. Fine, I'm not keeping it then.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he doesn't like it. I said that at the top. He does not like this at all. He's not comfortable with it. And it's just not good for him. He does not like this. Flip card. An area of the city has become condemned and subsequently abandoned. What area and why? God, I love this card so much. I love this card so much. I was uploading all of the cards into the deck, and I was like,
Yeah,
this is good.
Let me say, like, there is a way to play it with a normal poker deck. Kales was a champion and just went and uploaded all of the images for us so we could use them as actual cards instead
It's
of
good
flipping
busy work,
through
honestly.
the Oracle. Yeah. So thank you, Kales.
Yep, you got it. Yeah. It can't, it's not the Spire. The Spire's already been cut off from the rest of the city.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something dark, right?
Or one of the areas that are dark.
Somewhere where the lights just don't work for some reason.
It could be a place where the night people were doing their thing, and they did enough damage that the lights can't come back on,
Yeah.
and that's why it's been condemned, because it's considered not safe.
Yeah, I think that's good. Plays into... I think that would be safety.
Got a lot going on with safety.
Or energy. Or it's kind of between the two, one could argue.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a place where the solar panels... I wonder if it's a place where the power is failing.
And would it result possibly with people bunkering beneath it? The solar
Yeah,
panels?
that's what I'm wondering.
They had a choice to cut the red wire or the blue wire, and they cut the wrong one.
They just cut the wrong wire. And what ends up happening is they make it like a little... Well, not really. They don't make it a lot safer for them to be there. But they cut the power to that part of the city, which is then abandoned.
Yeah.
The thing about the people, I think, who are interested in the dark is that they're not the Church of the Lightless Flame because they're not looking for perpetual dark.
No.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, they
want to be able to
something.
turn the lights back on. And one night they're there and they can't turn the lights back on. And it is very, very scary to be in a place where there isn't any light. So
Yeah.
they're not going to stay there. Words, aspects. What use is there in darkness if you can't turn the lights back on? Okay. All right, that's my story card. Great, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Dig it.
We did it. Everything's fine. Now we resolve.
Right, and I remember Juniper was investigating or trying to figure out how the reticulum got broken and, like, clear that name, rebuild some trust. So success is figuring out... Well, actually, no. Does she know? Because she knows that the system was compromised. So I suppose it's about finding proof of that and, like, how it wasn't a deliberate act, but it was just, like, an accident. Nobody sabotaged the system. So, yeah, success is getting the evidence she needs to prove that the reticulum didn't fail and that it wasn't sabotaged. It was just, like, people found a loop, and in making that loop bigger, they ripped it. They put a hole in the net, as it were. All right, let's see how I do. Juniper.
That's a 3.
Juniper, you're not doing good, my gal.
That's a 3.
That's our third 3.
That is our
we are
third
getting
3.
close to the tower falling.
All right. So, really, I don't think this changes an aspect. If anything, it makes matters worse. Because, like, she's been trying to do this thing. Oh, maybe it, like, exacerbates... This is going to maybe completely take the synthetics off the cart. Synthetics are the only ones who can be trusted to be purely truthful. Because this is what it looks like. It looks like she was trying to shift the blame.
Oof.
So, yeah. All right. Well, truth doesn't equal trust stays. Fair that the actions of one person, well, doom a group, that kind of do anyway. That's how shit like that goes.
That's how it be.
Oh, maybe this happens. Like, there's the issues with the synthetics, but maybe, like, people lose faith. Maybe it's lost faith in something. Maybe it's in the reticulum itself, because it calls into question that. Because, like, this is the assistant of the person that built it. And it's like, it casts doubt on that. Maybe its communication gets harder because people don't want to talk. You know?
Oh, yeah?
Like, people become more closed off It's just like, okay, so is there what's happening? And people just like, because of that level of mistrust that's going on, and now this main way of communication has been called into question. Because I imagined it was just trying to put out, look, no, because she's just like, look, it wasn't sabotage. There was a loophole in the system that people broke. It's just like, there was a loophole in the system. People were doing what now? So that's what it is. It's like,
Woof.
people don't want the reticulum back, or people start to question whether they want it back. So effectively, like, that pillar is starting to crumble. I know the game's about the tower, but like, this pillar of society, what could I call the aspect? Can't talk, won't talk?
How can you trust anyone?
How can you trust anyone?
Here it is. I was waiting for this to happen.
All right, I'm going to save Spire by rolling my die. So we're gonna use the leftover construction materials to build bridges across the area that is cut off, so that we can not only gain access to Elsinore once more, but control the roads in and out of the Spire. And that's what success looks like. And I rolled a 1.
Woof.
Are you
Queen
you still
Fatima,
have a second
fix it.
dice to roll?
Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Oh god. It closed. My cat stepped on my keyboard and closed.
Oh
the
my
entire-
god! There's a
Well,
5.
I rolled
There's
a 5.
Yeah, so the 1 goes on the tower,
Mhm.
but you are able to reconnect the spire to the city.
That's so fucking funny. I'm so sorry, Zachary.
No, that's real
Well, that's
good.
fun.
So how
No,
does the queen fix it?
I think it's, organizing people to like it's rebuilding it from our end. So, like she has people that she knows that can be trusted to do this, and that are like building that core feeling of trust and respect with the other people, like the other citizens, to be like, hey, we're working together because this affects all of us. And so she gets like people from all walks of life, like throughout the city, to be able to work towards this, so they can all have that common goal uniting them.
That's real good.
And I can't say it was me who did it.
Rip.
Exactly.
Rip hide.
Sorry about that, buddy.
The captain of the guard must be rescued by the queen.
Embarrassing.
That sure helps us.
You know, it really do be like that sometimes.
I really like how our tower of dice looks like it's leaning a little bit.
The Leaning Tower of Dice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
What does success look like for Blackjack?
He's not Blackjack yet.
Yes. Sorry,
Have
you
I
said
been
Black-
calling him Blackjack? I might
Mostly
have been calling
Meridian.
him Blackjack.
I think Blackjack came out maybe twice.
Okay. He will be
Meridian.
Blackjack eventually. He's not Blackjack yet, though. He's very good at Blackjack, though. That's not why he
Unrelated.
took the name. That's not why he took the name. I still don't know why he took the name. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, what does a success look like? Here's what a success looks like. Either way, Meridian is going to be able to break the reticulum. A success looks like he is able to replicate that perfectly again. And he doesn't necessarily know that he will or won't be able to. But when it reaches the point where he'll need to, I don't know if he'll know whether or not he is going to be able to do exactly what it was he did, because I'm thinking it's going to be very, very persnickety. Maybe the success is that it's not actually as difficult as it seems that it's going to be.
That's good.
And so he'll be like, oh, wait, anyone can do this. And and he doesn't know that he'll need to know it later, but he'll be like, oh, that was really easy. And then later on, it's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Very good.
And that's a 5. So it will
Hell
become
yes.
a surprise tool that will help us later. So yeah, Meridian has broken the reticulum that he has. And he's not intending to do it for anyone else at this point. But if it ever reaches the point, he kind of goes, okay, I've done it for me. It didn't really hurt me. So there is a way to not make things worse for other people. Because, people are trying to still use it and damaging themselves. So he's like, I don't think it's going to reverse any of that damage, but I can stop them from doing anything worse if necessary.
Hi, it's Dora, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on iTunes, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about our show using the FTLcast hashtag. No, seriously, we crave the validation and it helps us out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks again!